Hello everybody, how's it going? This is my These Books Will Self-Destruct video. So I've taken inspiration from this video pretty much directly from Becca and the Books, who does a series of videos every year where she picks some books from her unread TBR and says if she doesn't read them in a year then she's going to get rid of them. So I'm taking the spirit of that today and deciding that if I haven't read these 10 books within the next 12 months, they gotta go. So I'll talk you through. I'm not going to know what any of these books are about, apart from one or two. So I'll talk you through why I own them, why I want to read them, and why I'll get rid of them if I don't. So let's jump straight in, shall we? The first book is going to be book 2 of the Witcher series, The Time of Contempt by, and I'm going to say this so badly, Andrzej Sapkowski. Yeah, let's go with that. And the reason I own this because I loved the Netflix show, and a lot of the series were quite cheap just after I'd finished watching it. So I bought, I think, the 2 sets of short stories that come before book 1, and then book 1, 2 and 3, so that I could binge it if I really enjoyed it. And then book 1 took me so long to read. The short stories were fine. I think I rated the first set 4 stars, the second set 3, and then the first book got 3 stars as well. Like, nothing happened in it. It was so boring. Like, it was written like, well, I suppose, but not in a way that I thought fit with the story. So I'm just not excited to get to this, but I think it might pick up here. I think nothing happened in the first book, and this one might be the one where things, you know, pick up a bit. So I'm willing to give it a chance, but if I don't pick it up within a year, then it's never gonna happen. So that's why it's on this list. And then I'd also get rid of book 3, obviously, because that would make sense. The next book is The Book of Tomorrow by Cecilia Ahern. As you can see, it still has all of the charity shop stickers on it. I bought it because it was £1 and I recognised the author's name. I didn't read Where Rainbows End by Cecilia Ahern, but I did enjoy Love Rosie, the movie that was based on it. So I was like, I might give this a go. And this is a book about a travelling library, and it sounded intriguing and sweet. And yeah, like it might just be a nice book to read. So we'll see. If this time next year I haven't read it, then it's going, but I'm thinking I'll enjoy it if I do get to it. It'll be a nice sit in a blanket with a cup of tea, a cosy read, I think. This next book is so many years old that I think I might have actually read it. It's Glow by Amy Kathleen Wrighton, and I remember bits of this, but I don't know if I ever finished it, and I definitely never carried on with the series. So if I don't either finish this or read it for the first time or reread it and pick everything up again on the way, this has got it. I don't remember anything about it. I know it's sci-fi. I think I bought it because the cover's pretty, and it seemed to be a romancy sci-fi, which is one of my favourite types of a sci-fi book. I think it's why I love Amy Kaufman so much, but I just don't remember anything about it. And yeah, this will probably end up just going without me even attempting it. It's also got water damage at the bottom. Like, it's been through a lot, this book, and I honestly don't care at this point. The next book is The Poison Tree by Erin Kelly. I think I bought it because I was intrigued by the word poison. There's a shop in the UK called The Works where you can get 3 for £5 on books, and it's cheaper than just getting 2 books. So if I ever wanted 2 books, I would just pick up a random 3rd book in order to get them for £5, and this was one of those books. There were some good buzzwords on the front and back, and that's all I have to say. I don't really read thrillers very often, so maybe around Halloween, when I decide to try and expand my reading horizons a little bit, I'll end up picking this one up because it's the sort of thriller that stays with you for a long time. The brooding atmosphere of Rebecca, like, that sounds great, love that. But do I? I guess we might find out. Next we have another one of those books that I got because I needed something else from the works, and that is Troy by Adele Geras. I'm hoping that's right. And I picked this one up because it's blurbed by Philip Pullman on the back, who wrote His Dark Materials, which is one of my favourite series. It was highly commended for the Carnegie Medal. I enjoy a good Greek retelling, or like stories set in ancient Greece. I've been intrigued by this one for like years and never picked it up. So if I don't read it in the next year, then it's just, I'm obviously not intrigued enough and it's gotta go. The next book was a gift, and I feel really bad putting it on this list, but it was a gift when I was like 15 and I turned 25 this year, so it's been a decade, and I think the furthest I got into this book was 100 pages, and that's Gideon Smith and the Mechanical Girl by David Barnett, which is like a steampunk historical book about Gideon Smith who finds a mechanical girl. I think there were airships involved, and it's not that I'm not interested in it, it's just that I've never actually picked it up. So if I haven't in the next year, then it's gotta go. Next, we have a book that I won just in a random giveaway, and that's Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. I've never read a David Arnold book. I've heard good things about some David Arnold books, but I've never really heard anyone talk about this one. Like, it's a nice floppy paperback, and that's sort of why I've held on to it for all these years. But yeah, it sounds good, but I've never been super intrigued. So 12 months and then it's out of here. Next we have a book that my friend just left behind when she left uni, and that's Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. Again, I think I held on to this because Amy Kaufman blurbed it. Like, I do like a good snowy setting in a fantasy, but I've just never heard anybody talk about this, and I have so many other fantasies on my TBR that if I don't get around to this one like soon, it's never going to happen. It's just going to sit there forever, so that's why it's on this list. Next we have another charity shop book that still has the sticker on it, and that's The Sea Woman's Gift by Sally Magnuson. I picked this one up because I really loved the cover. I thought it was really pretty, and I loved the end pages, which is a ridiculous reason to buy a book, but it was £3.50. I think it was reduced. And it's historical fiction, which I have enjoyed, just not read enough of. It's set in Iceland, and I've never really read a book set in Iceland, so I was sort of intrigued by everything about it, but I've never had the inclination to actually pick it up. It's just sat there, so I hope I get around to this, but we shall see. And finally, we have Forest of 1,000 Lanterns by Julie C. Dow, which is the first book I ever got in a Fairy Loot box. And I was intrigued by the premise of this, but yeah, it's been like 3 or 4 years, I think 3 years since I got this, and I've never once even picked it up to attempt reading it, and I am intrigued, and I'm hoping that this gives me the push I need to actually read this book. So fingers crossed that I do. So there we have it. These are the 10 books that will self-destruct in 12 months if I have not read them. I mean, I am hoping I get to all of them, but I guess we'll see. And yeah, it's been nice talking to you all. I try to upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. If you liked this, please like and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.